Hi, it's Claire from Claire's Food Haven. Tonight I'm going to be making a bacon and mushroom risotto. It's delicious, easy to make and low cost. I'm going to be using this Italian arborio risotto rice. It's quite expensive. This costs £2.40 for 500 grams. I'm going to be using just under half of this because I'm making it for 2 people. So the first step, I'll just run over the ingredients quickly. Sorry, I've got 4 or 5 rashers of smoked back bacon, a good handful of mushrooms, 1 onion, a couple of cloves of garlic, some butter and a little bit of cooking oil. So the first step is to put the frying pan on. I'm going to put it up to 4 with just a little bit of oil, and I'm going to put a generous teaspoon of butter in there as well. Whilst that's heating up, I'm just going to chop up the garlic. I'm going to use 1 large clove, like that. Okay. Excuse me. I've also got a ham stock cube. You could use a veggie stock cube or a chicken stock cube if you like. It's going to need quite a lot of water, about 1 litre of water. And it takes about 40 minutes to cook all together. Once you've finished your dish, you might want to add some Parmesan cheese. I don't have any Parmesan cheese, so I'll add a little bit of cheddar cheese into it, grated. You can also add a little bit of butter in with it as well once it's cooked, and what that does, it just makes it a little bit more rich, you know, it makes it richer. So that's the garlic ready to go in the pan. I'm also going to chop up a small onion here as well, because this dish is just for 2 people. You would double the amount if you were going to do for 4 people. Little tip: when you're chopping onions, you can rinse them under the tap, and that helps. The water helps to stop you greeting or crying. So there we go. Just chopping these onions up. Pop that in the pan as well. I'm just going to wash my hands quickly. Right, I've got some smoked back bacon, which I think is the nicest of the bacon you can get. When it's smoked, it just has a little bit more flavour. So I'm going to cut this up into little pieces. First, I'm going to take off the rind, the fat. I don't want that. You might like to cook with the rind. It's entirely up to yourself. But I like to take it off. And then I just chop it up into little bits. I can just hear the butter and the starting to sizzle in the pan there with the garlic and the onion a little bit. It's just starting to cook. So obviously when you're cooking on electric, it takes quite a long time for your hob to heat up. You know, cooking on gas is so much better if you have got gas, you know. I mean, cooking on electric's great too. It's what I'm used to. But there are things to bear in mind. such as the length of time it takes for your hob to heat up. So I always, when I come into the kitchen and I start making a meal, I always like to get the hob on, get it ready. So it takes a good few minutes to get it nice and hot. Start cooking. If you cook on electric, you'll also be aware of the problem. Sometimes you might leave a hob on. You forget. I've done that before. You leave a hob on and your electric hob is there cooking away. I've done that a few times. So it's not ideal, but and of course, if you can afford to buy proper bacon from the butchers, that's so much nicer and better than supermarket bacon. Supermarket bacon has a lot more water in it. You'll notice when you're cooking it, a lot of it will reduce right down in size. Quite a bit of bacon here, but it will all reduce down. So yeah, risotto is such a great meal to make because you can add whatever you want into it. You can get creative. You can add different things. Oh, something else I'm going to add into this, but it'll be later on in the cooking. A few frozen peas are nice in a risotto dish. There we go. I'm going to take off. It's a very strong smelling meat. Smell that bacon, you know, it ooh, smells. Okay, so those onions and garlic are cooking away nicely now in the butter and oil, so I'm going to give them a stir. Oh, they look lovely. I'm just going to show you this. Excuse me. Looking good. Yeah. Stick the bacon in. There we go. Give that a stir as well. Also got some mushrooms that I'm going to cut up and put in here. This is going to be good. I have a little kitten, she's going mad. Josie the kitten. Right, okay. Let's cut these mushrooms up. I could peel them as well. I'll show you a little thing that Errol got me into doing, peeling mushrooms. Love this. This is great fun. There you go. That. Just going to put the water on for the kettle for the stock. Now the next stage is to add about 250 grams of risotto rice. Well, it won't be 250, sorry, it'll be 200 for 2 people, maybe a bit over actually. I think this is 500 grams, so I'm going to use just under what's in this packet, and that should give me the right amount. As you see there, the rice is almost full to the top, so I'm going to be taking it to about there. Yeah, there's still a good amount left in there. Should we put a bit more in? Come on, just a little bit more. I always do that. I always end up putting more in than I should, you know. And then give that a stir. Just turn it down a little bit so it doesn't burn. And then the rice is just going to start to soak up all those lovely, lovely juices. And now I'm going to do the stock cube. So I'm using the ham stock cube for this. Like I say, you could use veggie stock cube, chicken stock cube, whatever you want. I'm just going to crumble that in there. So for this, I think we want just under a litre of water. I don't think we're going to need a litre, you know, because we're only using about 200 grams of rice. So, but we can always add more if we want to later. So, how much is that? That's, let's see. I think that's about 600. So, yeah, just pick it up to. Yep. Give that a stir. Now I'm not going to tip it all in at once. I'm going to do it in 3 stages. Okay, so I'm going to put a third of that liquid into this to start with. Let it cook for about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll pop the rest of the stock in. And I'll also add the mushrooms now. Do you know what, actually I'm going to cut these mushrooms up a little bit smaller than what I've done. Just quickly, because I don't want them too chunky. That's better. There you go. Put them in. I'm going to turn this hob down to 2 and let it cook for a good 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. There we go. So the stock has really reduced down there. It's been cooking about 10 minutes. I'm going to put the rest of the stock in. Yeah, just dip it all in. And I'm also going to add a few frozen peas. Not too many, just a sprinkle. I'm going to leave that cooking for about 20 minutes, but I'm going to come in and check on it as well. Do you know, this smells absolutely gorgeous. It's been cooking away for a good 10 minutes now, and the rice is getting fatter. You can see it's really starting to cook there. Can really smell that bacon. It smells great. Oh, it smells amazing. It's been cooking away for another 10 minutes. You can see that water is all reduced down now. I'm going to turn it down to 2 because the hob has been on 3. Oh, it smells incredible. It's cooked now. Look at that. There's no more liquid in that pan. So I'm going to turn this hob off and grate some cheese. Ideally you want Parmesan, but we're going to use cheddar tonight. I've turned off the hob and I'm going to grate a little bit of cheese into the risotto. Ideally you want Parmesan, yeah, but cheddar is fine. You know, I like it. You could also just use a bit of butter if you prefer. You could just have a little bit of butter and it adds a bit of extra creaminess and richness into your risotto. It's nice. It's such a simple dish, you know. And I had a little taste because I tested the rice and it tastes amazing. It's full of flavour. To say there's just basic ingredients in there, you know, bacon, mushrooms, garlic, onion. They've all married together to create this really strong flavour, and of course the stock cube. The stock cube gives it extra flavour as well. I'm just going to show you how much cheese. That's maybe a bit too much cheese actually. I don't want it. I don't want that much. I'm going to put about that in. And I'm going to stir it so it all melts into the risotto. I'm excited for this. And when I dish it out on the plate, I'm going to have a bit of pepper on mine and a bit of Liam also. I love pepper, but not everybody likes pepper, so that's why I don't cook with it. But I like to add it on afterwards. I've mixed all that cheese in with it now, and it's just like, oh, listen to that. I'm just going to dish it out onto the plates now. I want you to see this. Magnificent creation. It's very filling. So, you know, you put it on your plate and you think, oh, not that much there, but actually it is quite a decent amount. I maybe would have liked to have done a little bit more rice there than what I've done. But this will still be a good amount for us, you know. So yeah, there we go. So that's a bacon and mushroom risotto. Bon appetit.